Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving deep into Mark Marquand's resignation from leading the Asahi Linux project. A truly significant event in the open source world, wouldn't you say? It's a story of passion, burnout, and the complexities of community management in a technical landscape.
Absolutely. The sheer scale of what he accomplished with Asahi Linux is breathtaking. Getting Linux running smoothly on Apple Silicon, that's a monumental achievement. But the post highlights a lot more than just technical prowess. It's a very human story, too. The entitled users, the upstreaming struggles. It all paints a picture of immense pressure.
Precisely. He started with the Wii homebrew scene, right? He experienced similar frustrations there, dealing with users primarily interested in piracy, a stark contrast to the initial enthusiasm surrounding Asahi Linux. He mentions that the M1 project felt different, open, without the need for jailbreaks, and focused on a much larger technical challenge. That initial wave of support was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, the early days sound amazing. Building a smooth Linux experience from scratch, with zero vendor support, that's the stuff of legends. But then the challenges started piling up. The upstreaming battles with the Linux kernel. The constant demands for new features. It's a classic case of, the more you do, the more they want syndrome in it. And the dwindling donations. That's a real gut punch.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. The constant pressure, the entitled users demanding more. It's exhausting just reading about it. He even mentions personal issues in 2024. Adding another layer of complexity. The harassment and stalking he and his family faced, that's completely unacceptable.
Absolutely. And the Rust for Linux situation adds another dimension. He clearly feels Linus Torvalds' handling of Rust integration was a failure of leadership. And that's a pretty bold statement. The stonewalling, the abuse, the lack of support, it all contributed to his decision. He even points out the irony of the Linux kernel model seemingly punishing downstream forks, even though that's what they were forced into. The Mesa situation is particularly frustrating.
I see. It's a complex interplay of technical hurdles and human dynamics. The thin blue line comment? That's chilling. It speaks volumes about the culture he's describing. And the hidden resentment, the two-faced behavior. That's incredibly disheartening. He mentions that he's not employed by anyone, and that they have zero corporate sponsorship besides some CDN credits. It's all volunteer work, fueled by passion and dwindling donations.
Exactly. It's a powerful indictment of the current state of open source development, especially in the Linux kernel community. It highlights the unsustainable nature of relying solely on volunteer contributions, especially when facing such significant technical and interpersonal challenges. He even draws parallels to Konkolivas's departure years ago, suggesting that the situation hasn't improved. The loss of hobbyist roots is a significant point.
It's a sad but important story. It's a cautionary tale about burnout, the importance of community health, and the need for better support structures within open source projects. He's stepping down, but the project will continue. He's encouraging donations to the Asahi Linux Open Collective, and he's open to remote consulting work.
A fitting end to a remarkable chapter. It's a story that deserves to be heard, and hopefully it will spark conversations about improving the sustainability and well-being of open source communities. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you found this discussion insightful.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and remember to support open source projects responsibly. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.